more, sending more follow-ups, even if it comes at the expense of being a little bit annoying to a small, percentage of the population. So I'm all for being a little more aggressive. Um, and it's not the end of the world. It's just through email. If you
There's so much. There's so much in this. It seems simple, but there's so much psychology here. So first, let's talk about the getting them to say yes. Why is that critical as opposed to send them the link?
whenever you want people to do something, um, it's basically get people to micro commit before they do it. So if they say yes, they'll do it. Now they have to follow through. And then the first ask is also much easier. Yes, a response of yes is a lot easier than actually them going and doing it. So actually, you can apply the same as you mentioned, like a psychology and you know this technique to other things. If you need anything done, and I also this, I'm sure Chris, you probably do this for asking for reviews and link building, right? You have some probably techniques in there for doing this. So yeah, getting people to micro commit before you actually get them to do it.
Yeah, this is great. And uh, different tactics, and so I guess this wouldn't be sunk cost, um, but it is the micro commitment, and I like that. And I guess that goes against their integrity. If they say yes and then they don't do it, it's like hitting against their integrity. So most people are gonna commit and fulfill. The other question I would have is around the you mentioned the tool where it repeats, right? Asking this first question, you know, when is too much enough? Like, are we doing a day sequence here? Are you popping them every single day until they finally reply? Like, I think some people are so turned off with, they'll send the one request and they're afraid to follow up. When do they follow up? Let's talk about that in terms of the frequency component of psychology.
Sure, a good question, and it's something that I debated for a long time. And the two schools of thoughts: either be aggressive and zealous, or be a little bit quote unquote nicer, a little bit more conservative, make sure that nobody gets offended or annoyed. Thing. So in life, it usually pays off to be a little bit more zealous, a little bit more aggressive, be more proactive. So over time, I kind of lean towards asking more, sending more follow-ups, even if it comes at the expense of being a little bit annoying to a small, percentage of the population. So I'm all for being a little more aggressive, um, and it's not the end of the world. It's just through email. If you need to clarify something, you just do it through email. But I like being more aggressive. I usually the way that I kind of balance it is early on in the sequence. I usually do it once every day, and then after like email 3 or 4, then I do it's like every 2, every 3, every 5, every 7, every 10 days after that. So I kind of like a I don't know what kind of chart that is, but over in the beginning it's like very frequent and then
Yeah,
less
like a
frequent
bell
later.
curve.
Yeah, bell
Yeah.
curve.
And in terms of that, so one of the things I like about getting the micro commitment is it also gives you an opportunity for them to vent. So if they didn't have a good experience, you're not sending them a review link for them to write a 1-star review. So they like, yeah, of course, I'll write you a review. Then it's probably likely that they're going to give you a good review. But if they're like, no, blah, 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 I had this bad experience, well, then you can maybe flip them into an evangelist, and it gives a little bit of an opportunity as opposed to going straight into the kill right away.
Of course. Yep. Good point.
Yeah. And so first of all, I like the full, all of these working in tandem. I think a lot of our audience are probably like automation, let me send this to my marketing person, like where do they start? What can you do to help? Let's talk about you and the audience that may want to implement some of these practices into their firm.
Sure. So, I already have my own ongoing, law firms that I create, make sure that they're bringing in clients, serve the clients, etc. But on the side, really as a passion project, because I used to be a tutor, I used to have a successful tutoring company. My passion is teaching and sharing and giving ultimately. So I created a program called Legal Funnel where I share these exact systems that I'm currently implementing for myself. Everything that I share is based on things, not just based on things that I heard, based on things that I implement first for myself. I'm the guinea pig. Once I get results of it, then I go share that with our students. It's basically an online coaching program where I share this in a very systematic, well thought out way with all the templates, all the implementation. We also have a support team that helps you implement this. Again, everything is well thought out to help you implement the same exact things for yourself. When it comes to two things, one is getting clients, and 2 is automating the law firm. So that means all the systems and all the virtual assistants and all the backend stuff to be able to for you to be able to automate the entire thing, so that you're able to run your law firm as a business, so that the law firm doesn't run you; you run the law firm essentially.
Yeah, and so what was the domain again? It was Legal Funnel. Was that legalfunnel.com?
Yeah, legalfunnel.com, or just Google it. Go on YouTube, go on Facebook, anywhere you're able to search for it, be able to find it. I'm all about giving. Again, everything that I do is based on teaching and sharing value. So be able to find plenty of value up front. And if it sounds intriguing enough, come book a call. Just go to legalfunnel.com, just book a call, speak to us. We have an ongoing program. Thankfully, we have 350 lawyers who have already joined our program. Very successful. And every time I do it, every time I teach, it always gets constantly refined. I learn new things. I talk to hundreds of lawyers, gather all the intel, feed it back to everybody, what's working, what's not for everybody. So yeah, if you're interested, please book a call with us.
Fantastic. Yeah. So and again, this is leverage, guys. So instead of getting on the hamster wheel and trying to hire employee after employee, this is another form of leverage to get the work done, and it allows for different type of scale that maybe the human component may miss. So I would definitely tell you to reach out to Sam. A couple final questions here, Sam. So pie in the sky. What are the what's some of your big goals? What are your big goals for your firm?
Good question. So actively, I'm just working on creating as many enterprises as I can, different law firms, ideally multi-state or national law firms if I can, because that makes the marketing easy. Create those, grow those, make sure that they're self-sustainable, they're running on their own, which is literally what I'm doing right now. On top of that, have a big vision and know how Legal Funnel can help so many lawyers. So many lawyers need this. So hopefully be able to build this out to reach tens of thousands of lawyers, to be able to share these techniques and be able to work smart, be able to again automate the law firm, be able to make sure it's virtual and scalable, all that stuff. I'm actually also about to hopefully soon release a book called Virtual Law Firm Secrets. So hopefully by the time you're hearing this, I'm not sure when it'll be released. Go look to see if you can find that book. Maybe go on Amazon. Hopefully by the time it gets published, Virtual Law Firm Secrets, where I'll be able to share more of these lessons with everybody.
Fantastic, and we'll link that up as well, Sam. And one final question here. What's next for Legal Funnel?
It's really tapping and serving more clients, because we already proved the model. We know what works, what helps the lawyers, how we can help our lawyers. So really scale up and just reach more lawyers. And it's not just PI lawyers. So we do PI right now is our second most popular practice type, but we also work with estate planning, business, criminal defense, immigration, all the top practice areas. The principles are all the same. Set up the same systems and be able to automate it. All that stuff is be able to get a lot of value from any of those practice types.
Fantastic. Sam, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chris. And Chris, I want to give you props because I know you've been at it for how many years, Chris?
Geez. 15
years. That's consistency, and that's playing the long-term game, because for both of us, I'm sure we get exposed to a lot of different marketers and different people that are in this field that are so short-term minded. I see so many companies do you see come and go, especially in the last 15 years. And now I'm like starting to see that. But now I find that long-term people, and play the long-term game with them, make good friends with them, because I know I'll be here 30 years, 40 years. Doesn't matter how much money I make, I'll still be doing the same thing. So yeah, find those long-term people, and I'm gonna give you props, and hopefully both of us will be able to keep and have a good long-term relationship together, and hopefully be able to meet each other in person as well.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Sam.
Thank you, Chris.